Well, this is vile, a hospice scam involving billing dead patients. This week, the feds busted a multi-million-dollar scheme in California, but it's not just California. The Trump administration has been targeting healthcare fraud across the nation. How much fraud? Well, you better sit down. More than $6.5 billion of fraud. 455 people have now been charged. The administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and a cardiothoracic surgeon, Dr. Mehmet Oz, joins me. Nice to see you, sir.
Good to see you. But just those numbers, to put it on perspective,
yeah.
That's for 2 weeks. The 2-week effort, an all-government effort, again, by the White House Anti-Fraud Task Force, the number at $6.5 billion is for 2 weeks of arrests. We did, however, successfully bring people back from other countries. Cash Patel helped pull that off. Todd Blanche and the wonderful team at DOJ actually brought down these charges on folks all across the country. That footage from Los Angeles, from Billy Saley, who's the U.S. attorney there. So everybody got involved.
Okay, this is so insane. I mean, the level of fraud. Ripping off taxpayers. It's unthinkable. I mean, I don't know what these prosecutors are doing every day. I mean, I guess they're in the Epstein files. I don't know, but they ought to be doing this.
Well, COVID changed the entire equation. COVID taught a lot of gangsters and fraudsters that they could take advantage of the U.S. government, and we probably wouldn't do anything about it. And in the prior administration, we didn't. My agency, CMS, we have about almost $2 trillion going out of our doors. Health fraud is the #1 volume fraud in America because there's so much money traveling through the hands of people who can then cheat, lie, steal. But the big message, Greta, is if they're willing to steal your money, they're willing to steal your health, they'll take your life. And there's a case that I presented when I was at the press conference earlier this week of a young man, an athlete, and his mom had been tricked into participating in this con game where they would just test a boy and tell her that he was okay, he wouldn't have a heart problem. It turns out these guys never really looked at his images from what we can tell. And allegedly, there's the image. That young man that your picture you're seeing right there, he died within a month of a test that would have told you that he was going to be in danger. I looked at with the mom, I called her. The autopsy result, his heart was 2.5 times normal. There's no way you could miss that. And yet this child was tricked.
I don't get this because, like one of the guys you talked about had a $500,000 Rolls Royce, and I did criminal defense. You saved lives. I don't know what I did, but I represented the bad people, and I would tell them, don't go out and get luxury cars because there's, if you've got a job and all of a sudden you're driving luxury cars, it's a dead tip-off that you're probably stealing.
That was a nurse. She made $1 million a patient. $1 million a patient selling what are called skin substitutes. These are the size of my thumbnail, pieces of skin that used appropriately could be helpful, but $1 million a patient? And she ran up massive amounts of invoices. She has a Bulgari necklace, really wonderful, but not for us, not the American people. And that's the kind of fraud that angers the president. It's why he created the Anti-Fraud Task Force, why Vice President Vance gets animated by these issues. Colin McDonald, who runs the Department of Justice element that's focused on fraud. All these folks, Andrew Ferguson, they've all gotten together, every part of government possible, and said, no more. No mas. We're not going to tolerate this. The American people don't want it anymore, but I'm particularly focused on this issue because I know they're stealing your health. They're stealing your beneficiary number. They're lying about benefits that they claim you're getting that you're not. When you actually need the help, that's not there for you. Look at hospice care. Hospice is a beautiful program when done right. 1/3 of all hospice in the entire country is in Los Angeles, in one city, not California, LA. That's impossible. You have to literally be looking the other way on purpose, ignoring the reality. And when you sign someone up wrongly for hospice, you take their insurance away in order to get those benefits. People die because of that.
Are we going to run another topic? Are we going to run out of money in Medicare and Medicaid?
No, you know why?
Why?
Because we're going to be, just by taking out the fraud, in Medicare, we will double the life expectancy of the Medicare Trust Fund. And President Trump and Congress saved Medicaid with the bill last year, the Working Families Tax Cut legislation, the One Big Beautiful Bill, that saved Medicaid. It took out all this wasteful money that was being thrown at states, bribing them to do things, and now we've got a system, finally, that is solvent. Both Medicaid and Medicare are going to be in good shape.
As I listen to it, I think this is 2026. I mean, this has been going on forever, and nobody's done anything about it. I mean, this didn't just start last week.
Because you have a lot of lobbyists, powerful individuals, powerful companies that are not always interested in this because they create a little friction in the system and they tax the system, take a little bit for the effort. And the president said, we're not going to tolerate that. We're going to go at these businesses, but also going to go at the fraudsters, often multinational criminal organizations with foreign countries involved, and we're going to go after them straight on without hesitation.
Wait, I hope you go after those ads that take you through 20 minutes of ads. They say, you know, this will save your life. And you go through 20 ads, you have to buy something. And they keep sending it to you. I mean, there's so much out there. Anyway, Dr. Oz, always nice to see you, sir.
Blessings.
People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.